Man, don't you wish that this guy was actually this guy? But nah, he's actually this guy. And unfortunately, we're stuck with him for right now. Until, eventually they release some other characters. But I guess I'm not going to complain. Because even though he can do stuff like this and wipe out your entire team, but I mean, he could be like this and, wipe out all the data on your phone. So I guess I'm okay with the one that kind of makes me feel like this, every time I play against him. But hey, what can I say? He's the kind of guy who's obviously doing something right. If all the top players in the world are kind of, using him in a sense. And if you're lucky enough to get him, obviously I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying that this video is kind of a little bit of an overview on those people that don't have him and what we can kind of have to look forward to. Now, I'm definitely someone who likes to see a lot of different combinations and variations of characters and stuff like that, just because I think ultimately that's what's going to give this game a lot of longevity. And if you look at it from any other game's perspective, if you don't have a lot of different characters and stuff like that, what are we going to be playing for? Everybody's basically going to be doing what they're doing now. And that's who gets Metal Knight is going to use Metal Knight. So I think it's kind of quite obvious that what they're eventually going to do is, by releasing these new characters, switch up the meta. Now, I don't really believe in buffing or nerfing characters just because I think that if you can find any variation that works, you found it. And I think that there's really shouldn't be any such thing as an overpowered character. There should just be a way for you to get around that. And now, is that with characters? Yes, because if you can find a combination of characters that work really well together, that's the point of the game. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I want to see characters like this be the true top tier, set of characters you can put together. Definitely not. I'm not going to lie to you like that. But, I guess we all can just be kind of grateful and look forward to days where we have this guy with us. And I don't think a lot of people know about this guy in the sense of what his actual ability is. I know everybody thinks he's just a weakling, but in reality, if you look into the story a little bit more, he actually has a weird ability where it's like meta luck, and he's always in the wrong place at the right time, and I think that's really cool, and they can implement it in a lot of different ways. We'll see, though. Now, Siryu, for some reason in Season 2, he caught me off guard because I literally thought he was going to be stronger than Saitama, and I know that sounds stupid, but I just had some weird feeling about him. And he actually ended up surprising me, and I think having a lot of character development and being a pretty cool character and someone I'm looking forward to seeing. Now, when it comes to characters that I'd definitely be willing to spend money on, Flashy Flash for sure takes one of the top spots. Just because I think that ultimately he's going to be a really good character just because there's a lot of hype behind his name. And I'm really just hoping that he's going to be in the Season Pass just so I know that you're for sure going to get him. But when it comes to another tank character, I think we're going to be kind of good with them. Like, we're going to have a lot of tank characters because Darkshine is definitely going to fill out that strength value of the tank that most of them kind of lack. Even though Tank Top Master isn't that weak, he's just not that powerful, and I think that having a character like Darkshine will fill out that gap. Now, interesting types of tanks, for sure, Pig God will definitely take that spot 100%, just because I don't know a lot about him, and I haven't read up on him in the webcomic, and I have no idea how his ability works or could be implemented into the game, but definitely something to look out for. Now, another really good character is Drive Knight, and I think just the idea that he can also be used as a money grab just because everyone's going to want to get him. Regardless of how good he is, I think ultimately his coolness factor is going to play a big part in how many people buy him. And I'm okay with that, to be honest. Because when you got a character like Watchdog Man, you got to understand that this is another character that they can make a lot of money off of just because his name alone is just so indicative with the idea that he's just a dog, that's a watchman, that's a human, that's all this stuff, and literally strong enough to take on Garo, who is nasty in this season, and literally get him to the point where he's running away regardless of how he feels after. And that's cool. Because I think Garo ultimately is one of the best characters. And I know he's not a hero, and this is kind of a hero category thing, but he's one of my favorite characters. And this day he comes out, I will drop as much money as possible just to get him. Just understanding that he had this much character development and he came this close to getting one of these to the phase, but ultimately left with one of these is super funny and hilarious. And I think that him throughout the season shows that he could have a lot of different variations of his character, especially if you know about him in the future and how he changes and all this stuff. I think he'll be the door-opening thing to other character variations, and that's what this game will ultimately need. It'll need a lot of different characters that can come out maybe in a different recruitment thing where it's like, oh, you have Genos, but how about the upgraded version of Genos, which has different abilities? Oh, you have a My Mask, but don't forget, he has a different type of ability along with him besides healing, because I ultimately thought he was going to be a power character because he has a lot of hidden potential behind him, and that's pretty cool. Like, I think if they do something like that, that's how they can keep the game alive and flourishing and stuff like that. But ultimately, I think the game is in an okay sense right now, just because it doesn't need a lot. It just came out. I understand that people kind of get impatient and they want a game to kind of release everything. And this game, I think, could somehow do that and have longevity. But for right now, I think as long as we're patient and realize what we have to look forward to, ultimately we'll be happy and satisfied in the end. Hey, and even maybe one day, we'll get Blast. But I honestly kind of highly doubt that. I don't think we'll ever get that. But that's something to look forward to, like always. I think I'll do a villain version of this next time. I kind of had a lot of fun, editing this and doing a lot of different things. So we'll just see how that goes. Thanks for watching.